Happy Thursday. Getting a little bit of a break, few cooler days. We're headed into fall. Summer's basically over. Just so you know, I have a sneeze somewhere inside of there that's thinking about coming out. So we'll see what happens. Um, I'm going to start this off political, and then I'm going to hopefully find a nice way to tie it into Sunday's message. I've gotten a lot of comments about last Sunday's message about living in your 40. In fact, I had someone contact me from way back that wanted to have a conversation. So we had a good conversation this week. How are you holding up during this political season? Tired of the commercials? Georgia being just like a pivotal state. I'm worn out. I'm tired of seeing the same commercials over and over again. And Jenna and I watch very little network TV, local news, 30 minutes of national news, and then we're done. And it seems like just in that hour period of time, we just get inundated. And I find this thing happening inside of me in reacting to it. I'm tired of the commercials. I'm ready for this to be over, but then I'm dreading it being over because, if it doesn't turn out the way that you want, then it's the apocalypse. The world's going to come to an end. It's going to catch on fire, and it's all going to be over, just like every other election in the past. But the question is, this thing that's happening inside of me, is it being caused by that? Or, and I know this is a triggering word, does it trigger me? Is there something already in there that I have claimed as immovable, never changing, that's super important, and for whatever reason, that thing inside of me reacts to what I hear rather than that thing that I hear is the cause of it. And that's a tough question. And the reason why I'm asking that is my oldest son sent me a reading from their church a couple months ago. They do all of the lectionary readings. It was from James 1, and it was starting at verse, I think, 20. It starts at verse 19, but 20 is kind of the meat of it. It says, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry, because it says human anger doesn't reflect the righteousness of God. And it hit him really hard, and it's been sitting with me because we have a tendency to think our reaction, our anger, is because we're representing God, we're protecting God, we're defending God. And we're really unwilling to do the inner work of going like, okay, this thing I'm feeling inside of me, this righteousness, borderline maybe rage, is it really God? I mean, like, is it really, really God? Or is it me just justifying my own animosity toward the other side, my feelings about him? And we see it reflected in posts and gotcha interviews that we just think are the best when our side catches the other side. It's like, oh, we show that they're liars and frauds. And it feeds this thing inside of us that's not healthy. And we say it's God, but it's really us. And so as we move into this election season, I want us to investigate everything, not just automatically assume that this thing I'm feeling, my stance on this position, the way that I see it is exactly the way that God sees it, because that's a pretty bold claim. And so it's going like, what is inside of me that's from my upbringing, from someone else told me, just my political leanings, that's more me than it is God. And the reason why that's really hitting with me is this Sunday in our 40 series, and if you don't know what the 40 series is, it's a look at stories of 40s in Scripture, things that happened in a season of 40 years or 40 days, where the person or the people were placed into this period of transformation, of work that needed to be done. And then day 41 or year 41 was overcoming that work was being done in the 40. And all of us in some way or another probably are finding ourselves in some season of 40. Like, this is hard, it's a slog, it's a struggle. There's these things around me that I don't know what to deal with. And politics fits into that. And the story that we look at this Sunday is this period of 40 of burning out the way we think the world was supposed to work and didn't realize it was dysfunctional. Like, this is all we know, and this is what our life has been so far. And now it's changed, and I'm not handling it very well. So, this reaction inside of me to what's happening to me can't be justified. And so, you feel this anger, you feel this complaining, you feel this grr at the world. And so, if you feel like that's going on, and I do, man, I watch the commercials and it's like, dang, it just releases all of the krakens inside of me. And I have to do the work to make sure that what I'm feeling, how I'm responding, how other people are experiencing me, I don't try to justify by saying, well, God said that I'm honest enough and I have enough integrity to go, let me investigate that first. And that's what we hope happens this Sunday when we look at the next 40. We have a lot going on. Don't forget that this Sunday is the last Sunday that we're collecting for the Promised Land area and for Hope Academy. Hope Academy is a place for kids who struggle in the school system. They're sent to Hope kind of rehab. There's no one that supports Hope Academy. No church, no organization. They're on their own. We used to support Burwell. They mainstream those kids into the school. Now we're supporting Hope Academy. We are the only ones. So look at the list. It's available online, and we hope that you support them. Women's ministry singles event is Saturday. After party will start back up. Children's area is growing. Student ministry will start back up. There's a lot going on. So just check it all out. I say that every time, but I need to constantly remind us what's happening. This one might be a little bit longer. I hope it was able to grab you where you are and help you realize that, man, sometimes we just need to sit down and let God kind of sift through the things inside of us to make sure they really are of Him and not just us justifying our own prejudices. So, have a great weekend. We'll see you Sunday. Take care.